everybody.
And welcome to a new episode. So episode 78.
Yeah, they count down pretty
Friday,
quick, don't
and
they?
it's down to just a few days before Christmas.
Yes. We had a special week this week because we had a live from home as well.
That's
Just
right.
to
So
add
it
a
was
bit of
double
a
live.
spice in there.
That's right. So if you missed that one, jump back on our YouTube channel. You can see the live we did from home. We thought that would be a good idea to do every few weeks, different time. Even for us, is a different feel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The whole atmosphere of from home is totally different, isn't it?
It is indeed. And we get to share a bit of progress of our projects.
Yeah,
and
that's
things.
right.
So very different show. So lots of stuff today.
Yes. Well, shall we start with this?
We'll start with that.
All right.
First of all, the make, the color.
Yep.
And who was this car for?
Yes.
That's
So
very
car-
special.
Car of the day.
Absolutely. So, and maybe if someone has been watching us for the past 90-odd episodes, you may be able to tell us if you had this car already on the show or not.
Yes, please.
We
We've got a feeling, but not sure.
Not sure. That said, it's very special, beautiful. Beautiful color, actually.
It's really nice.
Very, very nice color.
Yes.
So let us know in the comments what car may be. So again, make, model, and who was actually this car made for.
Yes.
And then moving forward, we'll have Brad to do some RC car demonstrations, tutorials.
Yep.
And we'll have lots of big stuff. So it's getting to Christmas, so we got lots of, it's a bit of special products.
Yeah.
Not something you buy every day of the year, but something
No.
you may buy for yourself at Christmas or
That's
someone
right.
else.
Yeah.
So
So,
we thought
very
we'd
special stuff.
bring a selection of very unique products that we normally don't see very much around. Some more of these
Oh, these are very special.
very
So,
special,
yeah.
very special books.
Yep.
We've got some Traxxas, we've got a hot shot up there, so lots of things. So
What should we start with? What do you reckon?
shall we start with, I think we should start with Dumas.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Gearbox is a bit of a classic brand, and I don't know if many of you know about it. I guess Gillows is the more known brand.
Absolutely.
But Gearbox is a very similar type of thing. It's an American bread company. As for Gillows, originally they were just printed wooden kits of aircraft, and then they moved on to laser cutting. So they're all laser cut. They're all very fine. You don't have to worry about missing a cut and buying a new piece of balsa wood to recut it.
That's right.
There's none of that sanding involved. The construction is a lot more precise, and you end up getting a model that works really well.
Absolutely.
So they've got not just aircraft, but there's also boats.
That's where they
So-
started from, isn't it? They were starting manufacturing boats.
Yes, so
Dumas.
Dumas were more famous in boats. They did a lot of the keelcraft type boats, which are really famous, and that's one of the ones that I'm building at the moment as well, which I showed on live this week. And then they've branched out into aircraft.
That's right.
So they've got all different sizes of aircraft. So this is one of the bigger ones. And then you might be able to see on the back, there's a full listing of all the different models that they make just down there.
There's quite a few. So across the two shops, we have virtually the full range, actually. We have
Right.
probably 50, 60 different kits.
Yep.
And there's a huge range, actually, from small ones to much bigger ones like this one here.
Yeah,
So,
well, there's a Lightning there. Very classic twin boom World War II aircraft. And these can be radio controlled if you want to, but they're designed for rubber power straight out of the
that's
box.
right.
Yeah.
As much as Gila hasn't been very, very much available in the last probably 18 months to 2 years,
Yeah.
we thought to find something else, which
Yeah.
is really good. Still made in America.
Yes.
It's a very well-made product and a good alternative.
Yes.
And around Christmas, this is a classic gift, really.
Oh, definitely. It's very nostalgic, fits into the whole Christmas theme perfectly. And then it's one of those long projects as well. So you get it for Christmas and you continue building it throughout
That's right.
throughout the year if it needs to be that long. But yeah.
And I guess you get to experience how it used to be, because
Yes.
that's how we, not we, I wasn't around back then, but how, RC model planes started, really, which
Oh, that's
is
right.
a big print of your planes.
Yes.
Actually, probably not a print, probably was actually drawing of the planes.
Yes.
And then you would cut the balsa according to your plans and then glue it together, dope,
Yep.
to cover the wings and the fuselage.
Yep.
And off you go.
Yep. So you
And-
still use the dope. So still got
That's
the
right.
traditional dope. We've got water-based dope as well. Then you use tissue paper. These will still have the full-size plans in them.
That's
It's
right.
a bit easier that it's laser cut now, though. So
Absolutely.
it makes it more straightforward. But they're really good fun.
That's
Really
it.
good fun.
And I can see you brought the boat as well.
Oh, you can't go without a boat. I mean, it's
Sailing
particularly
boat specifically.
particularly being Dumas, and they're famous for their boats. And then sailing, yachts, I mean, that's very nostalgic as well. And this is a particular one that's quite easy to radio control. All you need is a
many
2
boats
channel.
around. Yeah.
No, not at all. So with yachts, all you need is something this size. You probably don't even need a special sail servo, although you could get one. Sail servo is just something with a long arm with extra movement.
Yeah.
A lot of these smaller boats, you can just use a standard servo and just use the standard 120-degree movement with a very long arm.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a feeling that that's all you need for that one. But it's the same sort of construction. It's sort of laser cut. Probably a little bit more plastic involved in that one too, because a lot of their boats, they've got a bit of ABS sheet in there just to make them more durable.
That's right.
Because you might be bouncing against the bank,
That's
and
right.
you just don't want
even the
wood
waterproofing and other things is probably more challenging.
Yeah.
So that's about. There's not many selling boats. As I was just thinking that in the past we used to sell the Kyosho ones. Used to have a couple of good boats.
Yes.
Haven't seen them in recent days. And Hellion had a very nice. Was it the Aura?
The Aura. Yeah, that's
very nice. I always wanted to have one actually, and it was a very good selling boat. It wasn't in a kit like this. It was pretty much ready to go.
It was ready to build, and it was designed to be in the racing class. So if you went to your local little model boat club, you'd be able to race them together.
That was a good boat. So one day, hopefully, we can get our hands on one of these boats again.
Yeah,
and,
hopefully
that'll be good fun. So
yes.
And talking about balsa models, we have this little kit here from. Let me see if I can jump on the top camera. Actually, here we go. From Dancing Wings. So Dancing Wings, the manufacturer, is from China.
Yep.
But they make some really nice models, both static and probably controlled.
Yep.
This is one of the static model. Let me see if I can get a camera.
It's got a bit of rigging there, isn't it?
And there's so much rigging. So as you can see, there isn't a huge amount of material in here, but they give you the rigging.
Yep.
There is a file, which is actually a really good idea.
Okay.
It's included, so you get virtually everything.
So all you need is the glue.
All you need is the glue. There's 2 sheets of balsa, and I think this is going to be a lot of work.
It will be, and that's really finely cut, isn't it?
Very fine. So from memory, they're all individual pieces that you have to glue together.
Yep.
So Adam from the Hobbyman a few years back put one of those together.
Right.
And it was quite a lot of work. So, but the result is phenomenal.
Yeah, very intricate, isn't it?
So Dancing Wing, we have a selection of static kits. They're very much like, the building a plastic kit in balsa, and so much detail to them.
They look great because they have the other ones, the box ones as well with the Focado one.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, they're nice.
So, something a bit different in the balsa. Meanwhile, we have a question here.
Yes.
So, actually, that's a question. So, quite a few that have experienced these kits, and the Sun87 is asking if we sell airsoft. Airsoft, I believe you're referring to
airsoft guns.
Airsoft guns.
Unfortunately, we don't. Airsoft guns aren't legal in our part of the world.
That's right.
I think the gel blasters are a technicality in some states.
Yes.
Although I think South Australia recently sort of put the hold on them because of the dangers. But Queensland maybe. But airsoft is one of those things that we can't get hold of, unfortunately.
That's it.
So yeah, you'll just have to enjoy them if you travel overseas.
Absolutely. So looks like we have a few people now. Nick, welcome in, and Tony. David asking what you're winning. So, David, I don't know whether you're going to win much today, but let's see if you can guess this one. I guess the winning for the guess of the car.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone is a winner. That's it. So, again, for those that join us, I can see quite a few people online now. We need to know the make, the model, and who this car was made for.
Yeah, so it's a specific person that this car was made for.
Very
and they're quite a famous person.
Yes, that's it. So, let's see if we can come up with that. So,
all right.
While we wait for Brett, I think he's serving up there.
Okay.
What should we look at?
We'll look at Chromlech as well, yeah?
Yes.
So, we showed off last week. We had the Christmas Gnaws, right?
That's it.
That was quite funny.
That was on Wednesday, actually.
So if you don't know what a gnaw is, I mean, in 28mm gaming, the gnaws are like these little pet-looking, monster-looking things, just a sort of ball with big teeth. And Chromlech have been theming them. So we've had the Halloween theme one, which was wearing a pumpkin on its head, and now we've got the Christmas ones. So it's got the red nose, so it looks like Rudolph the reindeer, and it's got the reindeer horns.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so they look really good. So that's what we saw last week, but these are other things that arrived as well. So we've got this big clunker here. So the Orc Mega Clanker. So you imagine that's a big robot. That's very similar to that huge kit that we've seen earlier.
Yes.
This is more medium size, but if you look at the back, you might be able to see.
Top camera?
Yeah, sure. All right, let's do a bit of zoomage so I can get right in it. Focus. Here we go. All right. So as you can see, it's a mecha bot type of thing that the orcs use. So it's not one of those things you see often that they've got this sort of industrial style orc, but you can see the orc features. Sort of rudimentary, a bit rough around the edges.
So I believe some of these parts actually here, that should be parts for this man, isn't it?
Oh, well, these are bikes.
Oh,
So they're freestanding bikes. But if you see on the back, that's the size of a standard 28mm figure. So you can imagine 28mm figure would be like this here, which means this whole thing would be like this. So it's about 20 centimeters, I think, in height. Because of the base, and lots of surface area to paint up really nicely.
I believe that we actually have the individual parts as well. Am I wrong?
With this one, I'm not sure about this one.
We could order, or we can obtain in any case, each individual component to make this big monster, really.
Yeah.
So
I think that was a huge one.
That's right. Yeah. So
you can customize it.
Correct. So Cromlech produces all individual parts as well, or
Yes.
some of.
Yes.
So you could have the arm from one guy and
Yes.
the weaponry from another one, and
Yes.
and the head, and make a Frankenstein. Can we
Yeah,
call it
that's
Frankenstein?
right. Yeah. So
Very much.
They're very modular.
That's
So
right.
they're not difficult to adapt to fit onto other things. So even if there's bits that were designed for something else, you can quite
That's
easily adapt them onto different weapons. You can even extend the head, all that sort of thing. But apart from that, are these motorcycle kits of orcs. So there's a few different types. So they're all motorcycles. One here is the boss. So he's on the mega special one. You can see the big chunky 4 tires there for one normal tire, and there's the other one at the back there, a single fat one for driving. Just see the seat details there. So these are all molded in really nice resin. You can see how clean the resin is already. There's hardly any flash on them. And all you need to do is just trim them off, give it a bit of sand, and then super glue it all together. You can see his arms there. He's got big muscly arms. So the chains as well. The chains are all molded in one casting. Just see the body behind there. Let's see if we can find his head. Probably got this angry looking orc head. No, it's a bit hard to see.
You can see the shoulder, the back there.
There's his head right there.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, he's got his big, like they've got little heads, right?
Actually small compared to everything else.
Compared to his body. Yep. So there's a boss. And then we've got all these other riders. So they're all slight variations. This big little one's got little rockets. What do you call it? These big chunky rockets.
That's it. Wow.
Yep. Got him there. So these are actually going to be about this sort of long. So 15 to 27 meters long.
Still pretty big.
Yeah. And then, so what's that? That's a Desert Raider. And then here we've got Orc Bots. Okay, so there's another Orc Boss.
Yeah.
This is version 1. The earlier one we saw was version 3. And this guy's got the Caterpillar drive on the back.
Wow.
Got a big machine gun. Look, you see all the ammo hanging out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you see how clean they are? Like they're very defined, and you can see the leg there.
Yes.
All the stitches on the side of the pens.
Yep. There's a barrel of the gun. You can get the reflection out of there, but you got the cooling vents on the sides. And then we've got this one, which
number
is
2.
Orc Box on bike 2. Okay, so
Also
slightly
on
different
trucks.
again. Yep. Slightly different shape on the track. That's probably a different
So the
figure.
front wheel is on trucks, and the rear one.
Oh, the rear is drive.
Just drive.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So you can see him. He's just sitting in there. There's his body there. So really nice. And you just see how, this sprue. This is a pouring plug, and they've got the identification numbers there as well. Really nice.
So
really
these
like
are-
it. Good stuff.
All brand new releases, actually.
Yes.
So as we see the Christmas Orc,
Yes.
we receive also some of the new monthly releases.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's good. Looking forward to painting some of these up. Slightly different style of painting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's that high contrast color of painting that you saw on this. The great thing is you can paint them any way you like. You can customize them.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no real. They're just your imagination, I suppose.
That's right.
And that's what we talk about on Wednesday night, actually. So for those that watch us Wednesday night, we had a brief discussion about the techniques that go into painting some of those.
Yes.
It's just a complete different level.
Mm.
There's so much depth of detail that you can put in, and really different techniques as for how to reach this kind of small detail in such a small little figure.
That's right. And then, you just look up some artists that you like, and you learn some techniques from each one,
That's
and you
right.
create your own style.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So that's the Cromlech stuff.
brilliant.
All right.
Cool.
So from Cromlech, where do we move from there?
I thought Brett was up there, but he's probably not. No, so Brett's not ready yet. Well, I think, should we look at your books? Are the books?
The books?
Books.
Okay, so I've got 3 books here, which are actually quite rare, but those that are into Machining Krieger, and you probably know that we love our Machining Krieger here. So these are books by Cal Yokoyama. We've got this one here, which is which one's this one? It's a graphics book. So this has got a lot of these artwork. These are great reference material, so you understand his style and where his thinking came from in generating these particular models. Okay, you can see it's quite thick. And most of these are out of print, so they're quite hard to come by. And we've got these all wrapped up in plastic to keep them fresh. All right, so there's that one.
So this is from 2001,
2002 to 2005.
Yep.
And then you've got your Machining Krieger graphics there. Okay, so you can just see the front. That's quite a famous photo of, this is Cal Yokoyama, who's the original creator and artist. And he's been superimposed into here with one of his famous SAFs units, which is his most recognizable suit. And actually, we've got the newer style of that coming soon as well.
Right,
so the new wave kit. And that's quite thick as well, as you can see. And then we've got this, which is a bit of a holy grail. This is the Mac, well, they call it BD, but that's short for Bande Dessinée, maybe?
Yeah.
So the Japanese quite often use French.
I was going to say
French. Because it sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know if sort of fits in. Sometimes it's out of context, but that's one of Cal Yokoyama's quite famous books. And that's a hardcover of his artwork. Okay, so you can see the quote on the back as well. So perfect for Christmas gifts.
That's it.
Very much for the collector, because they're very hard to come by. The last time we had books would have been 18 months ago, at least. Yeah.
So these are very special products that we managed to source from different parts of the world, and there's always new stuff coming, but sometimes it can take months.
That's right. And particularly if you're into this particular genre, these really help. Particularly when you're looking for particular schemes for camouflage, or just some ideas of extra detail.
And that's where the hobby goes into fine art, really. That's this kind of really fine line now where, it's not a model kit or toy kit built, it's just actually art. Because the philosophy and the idea behind this goes well behind.
Well, that's right.
Airplane.
Yes, that's right. So if you're talking about modern art and particular movements, then Cal Yokoyama has been able to share his ideals in 2 dimensions and then also 3 dimensions by producing his designs in plastic model kits that we can all enjoy.
Very good.
Yeah, so there's the books.
Fantastic. I can see Brett being ready there.
Is he? Is he ready?
I think he's ready.
All right, let's bring him in.
Let's see if he can guess the car. Is he coming? Hello, yeah, he's coming. Did you hear something?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's gone again. Meanwhile, I think we have a guest on the car.
Oh, what is it?
Welcome in. Well, let's see. Let's see if Brett can guess the car.
What have you got there?
Box.
A box. A box of good stuff.
The box is open.
That's a Corvette, isn't it?
A Corvette.
This thing?
It could be American.
Could be American.
It's a very American color.
It is an American color.
Is it a Ford Capri?
I think they're English.
Ford Capri is English.
I think it's.
I don't know.
So
Jaguar.
I think it's a Jaguar. I think
right.
so. I think you're right.
I think I've had enough guesses. Who's winning?
Well,
At least I come in once and the car's still going. It's good to come in nice
finished.
and early.
Just finished.
Just
Look at
finished.
this.
Just finished.
Who is it?
We did a lot of intro research. It could be a 1967 Ferrari 275 GTS for Steve McQueen.
What?
No.
What?
Not even Steve McQueen. I want a part number.
That's pretty detailed.
What's the serial number?
Yeah, well,
Well, it says on the placard.
Yeah.
What a fantastic guess.
Well done.
The power of Siri.
That's it.
Hey, she knows it all.
How do you do that?
How
do you do that?
I think you start
Google
searching
images.
Google blue car and then take it from there. See an image that looks similar.
Wow. All right.
Well done.
How are we,
Well, that's
guys?
done.
So what have we been talking about?
Talked about a bit of Cromlech.
Yeah.
Talked a bit of the Machining Krieger books, which are pretty special.
Some wooden kits.
Yeah, some Dumas.
Dumas balsa kits.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we got some super stuff. I've seen what's on the ground.
Oh, you're really excited.
Let's have a look. So on the weekend, we went, I don't know, for those of you who didn't catch up our midweek show, Wednesday night, was it? I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's been hectic for us in here.
We
and it said that we went racing the former week over at Keilor. And in anticipation of the VIX, I thought I'd put together a special box for us.
That's it.
So this one here, and this is to get you started and get you G'd up and ready all for the 2022 Victorian 1/10th off-road titles, hosted by a Kilo Club. So, and that's going to be fantastic. So what we've put together is 4 pairs of buggy rear, 2 pairs of 4-wheel drive fronts, and 1 pair of 2-wheel drive fronts, all with the bottle of the TDK tire additive, the traction additive. And yeah, we've done that for ripper price, including postage, and the trendy tire box, $209.99. So saving over $40, and that includes postage. And we've limited that to 10, and we've sold 3 already. So there's only like 7 remaining. So it's really good.
No, it's a good pack, because you'll be using that for the VIX or even any off-road race.
Any
off-road
race.
A Kilo.
Yeah, that's right. So it's really good for interstaters if they want to get their eye in, if they want to get their tires mounted up. Like I said, it comes all in a nice box. It actually doesn't fit the best with all the header cards on, but I'm sure with the header cards off and stuff, it will fit in there very nice. And yeah, presents really nice, and it's it's a good saving to have. So you're effectively getting the TDK, the box, and the postage for free. You know, and that's what we thought.
Gives
We
the
bundled
opportunity
it
to
up.
try some tires. Tires have been really hard to come by from all manufacturers. Call it Proline, J Concept, AKA. So give you another opportunity to try different product.
Yeah, and a lot of people probably haven't tried this week.
Yeah,
they were pretty much unknown before the VIX, before they got announced. And one of the contributing factors for them being selected was their guaranteed availability.
Yes, they're very, very well.
So, and we've gone gangbusters to ensure that we've got really good supplies, and we can supply anybody throughout Australia to make sure that everybody's got equal opportunity to get their tires. And we do it in way of this box as well. Like I said, we've got 4 buggy rear, 2 4-wheel drive front, and 1 2-wheel drive front. The bottle of sauce, and yeah, off we go. So it's really good little package.
I think the sauce is really important too, because this is the safe sauce.
This is the safe tire additive. And I'm actually got a couple of cars here from the weekend, and I was going to try it. I was actually hoping to get into the show earlier. So I might actually show you. In fact, I've probably shown before, and there's a YouTube video on that separately. But I might in fact do it right now, here.
Source up some tires
I'll source up some tires,
All
and we can see what happens.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, I think we've got enough time. You reckon?
Absolutely. Meanwhile, there's a couple of questions. So I've been looking at, I think it's Jeff. Let me see whose name is Jeff. Jeff was asking about the associated B74.1D availability. Now, this is still on back order. So I know there is a team associated shipment due in Australia as we speak. It's been delayed due to port congestion. So if it's part of the shipment, we may be able to say it by next week. But it's up to tell really. So it should be coming hopefully on this side of Christmas. But yet, don't have a date. So Jeff, be patient. If you're looking for a 4-wheel drive, currently we have a Yakumo YZ4 in stock, but the B74 should be here soon. Which is exactly what BJ is showing you.
We've got some exciting news about that, haven't we, as well?
Absolutely.
About Yokomo. We haven't even got halfway into the show yet.
No.
Let's get sourcing.
We get to 8 p.m. tonight.
So these tires are, so these are not new. These have had heats and heats out at Kilo. Both, this is obviously the 2-wheel drive buggy. That one was very kindly lent to me on behalf of the Heelys. So I run this one on Sunday in 2-wheel stock, and I had awesome fun. So all I've done, we've taken the tires off the track. I mean, the cars come off pretty clean because it's an oiled surface. And then I've wiped them down with a bit of gentle detergent, like dishwashing detergent, Simple Green, those sorts of water-based detergents, just to get any of the residue off. And then what I simply do, what the recommendation is, you get one dot, little fur on a stick.
So you sort of want to get the excess off the fur first. You don't want it dripping everywhere, right?
You don't want to drip it everywhere or tip it everywhere.
Oh, the top. Right.
Oh. Where are we going?
Oh, we're doing the overhead.
Are we?
Go.
Don't mind me.
So you're just painting it over the surface as you're turning it with the other side with the nut driver.
So, and it's important that you don't want to put too much on, like I pretty much have. So Now, it is safe to get on your hands being non-toxic, but
Yep.
it's still something that you want to wipe off. It is still, although it's non-toxic, it is still very much a tire additive.
Well, I guess, you know, with our sort of generation, we went through all these sort of sources and we knew it smelled really, really strong, but we didn't really know it was carcinogenic until all those labels had to be put on. Remember the California type
Yeah.
warnings? And then when you see the cancer warnings on it, it really makes you think,
is it worth it?
Well, that's right, because it's all over hands. You know, you rub it and then you rub your face.
Gets
you
in your
know,
eyes.
you eat your lunch, you know, it's all over your food. And then
so you really start to ask yourself a lot of questions about racing.
Yeah.
RC, obviously. So it's as simple as that. I'll just do the one car because we've got one stand here. It's as simple as that. So one bottle will last you hundreds and hundreds of applications.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to look like this, right? So it's all pretty glossy at the moment. So after time, as we're waiting, it goes matte. The gloss goes off it.
Yeah, and you can't use it, or you shouldn't use it. It's done really nothing to the tire until it's gone matte, until it flashes off,
right?
Until it vulcanizes, if you will, with the rubber, until it reacts. Then it goes matte. Then you're ready to go. Now we can expect that to take about half an hour.
Okay.
So we'll see if it's done.
So we put it under the sun, I guess, or with heat.
Put it under the sun.
You can accelerate the process.
Yeah. We don't use tires at off-road. Tires. We don't use tire warmers at off-road. But yeah, so that could be an option. But under the summer heat, it doesn't take very long. So, and the guys have reported in the past of lap times up to like a second faster over the runner, and it doesn't adversely wear your tires or make them horrendously wear faster, cost you more money because of it. So and that is the control tires and the control tire additive for the 2022 Vics.
We actually have a really good question here from Kaji Shores Al, and he's asking if we bake the soils for a few hours, if it makes it any better. And there's different actually ideas and techniques on that, but some tend to sauce them up, put them in a plastic bag, leave them overnight.
Leave them overnight. You can do it between race meetings.
Yes.
You know, some people do it on the day. So there's a lot of different things. And I suppose it's the way we all find our own way. Everybody's got their own technique.
Well, you have to be consistent when you do it, right? So if you find one particular consistent way of doing it and it works, I guess that's fine, isn't it? Even if it is different to everyone else.
You just do what's right for you, you know. So there is, at the end of the day, all you're doing is painting on, letting it flash off, and then off you go. But there's no disconcert. Like we're inside here, there's not a great deal of ventilation. It's not smelly like
no, well, that's right. It's not like that stuff we used to play with that used to just go straight up your nose, right?
Yeah,
and then I can still remember, you know, when we found out about how dangerous these things were, we started wearing gloves. And I mean, you forget to wear your gloves, and then your gloves go everywhere, and the gloves are plastic, and they're not good for the environment either, right?
Or if you blip the throttle and squirt it all over your face,
it just goes in your eyes
all the time.
And I believe that TDK is one of the only tire additive companies that actually release a MSDS with their product.
Correct. Yes.
Because they obviously don't want you to know what's in their tire additive source. So they don't release that, which can make it really hard to ship around the place in Australia because you're not meant to ship without an MSDS. And you don't actually know what's in it. So
and as a business, we actually should really have that information. I think it's actually a legality. But you don't want to sell something. We are responsible for what we sell, so we must be aware of what's included. So having a company that can supply product fully certified and safe.
It's certified, really, it's safe, insurance safe. You can get the MSDS off the links off of the TDK page on their website. Like they're very transparent about it. So, you know, out of all the additives, it's really the best one, the safest one out there for that reason alone.
Performs very well too.
Absolutely. Like I said, for sure.
So this side here, you can already see it starting to flash off. This side, you've flooded it a bit. So
I probably take a little bit. That was the first one.
Yep.
So the actual way to do it is you wring out the little ball on a stick, then you just dot it on the 4 tires. And then you work your way around. I was too busy talking and a bit starstruck. I saw a bright light and forgot what I was doing. So
got excited.
That's right. I got too excited.
You'll be ready by Sunday.
Should be ready by Sunday.
But you may not have the new car by Sunday, but probably the following Sunday, isn't it?
Yes. I meant to bring one in with me.
What are you talking about?
Here.
What's that?
You don't know.
What is it? Oh.
Me reckon to do it.
What are you doing?
The Cal 3.
Now
Yokomo's in a very fortunate position of dropping a new car on us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So the DTM 3.1 and the Cal 3.1 have just been released worldwide Friday last week. So, and they have dispatched and they are shipping around the world. So you'll see them to pop up.
Yeah.
So the remaining stock of the Cal 3s we've got left, we don't
Yep.
have any DTM3. The Cal 3s is what the most popular two-wheel drive was with the long chassis and everything.
Yep.
We've put those on special, reduced the price, obviously to make way for the new stock that's coming.
Yep.
And surprisingly, there's very little difference between the two cars.
The chassis is actually what we've been using.
Yeah, so the DTM 3.1
Yep.
actually has like a very similar length chassis to the Cal 3 of this car, which is what we run in our dirt spec cars with the dirt gearbox. There's a new rear shock tower. They're using four-wheel drive shocks on them. So they're using, instead of they've gone from 3.3 mil shock shafts down to 3 mil,
right?
They reckon it's more responsive and better.
Yep.
Obviously, you're going to sacrifice a little strength there, but that's obviously hasn't been a concern.
No,
it hasn't been a concern in the car. And there's so there's about 60 parts, new chassis plate, and we're calling it the DTM 3.1.
Absolutely.
So in previous, like I said, this car here started off life as a Cal 3.
Yeah.
And then it's been retrofitted with the DTM gearbox and the ball diff to make it a dirt weapon.
Right,
so
which
now,
is effectively what they created.
Which is exactly what Yokomo have created. So it obviously shows that people are on the right track when they will go, oh, why would you do that? But they obviously know what they're doing because now Yokomo have emulated that and brought that out in a package.
Okay.
So, so the main difference now between the two cars is the gear diff, the extra gear in the Cal car, like it's more forward mounted motor and a little bit different in the roll centers. But effectively, they've brought the package to us what we wanted, what people have been buying. So, like I said, we're making way. We put these on special. These are a ripper. These have come down. Great. Still plenty fast enough. Still, the car is way capable than I am for sure. This one here, really shone. It's been a long time since I've driven a 1/10 buggy, and it was just unbelievable. It was.
I saw some footage. Looked good.
Yeah, it was. They're just unbelievable. So really proud to be having that. So look out for the DTM 3.1 and the Cal 3.1 any day.
Shipped. It's already traveling.
It's in the air as we speak. Really excited. I know that there's a lot of the guys on the team are super excited. Yeah, have a look at it. It's getting,
just flashing off there.
It's getting flashing off for sure.
It's still a bit.
Yeah,
that's
my
goofy on that one.
Goofy on that side, but you can have more traction on the left.
It's all practice, isn't it? So we'll put that aside. Let's have a talk about another bit of treasure.
What do you got?
Well, I don't know about a favorite, but here at Hearns, we specialize in making dreams a reality.
Oh, should we open the poster first?
No, I've got it now.
All right, that's it.
Oh, look out.
What are you doing?
I'd like to say, are probably the only people in Australia
with
one of these brand new. I wanted to get all crazy and do an unboxing, but look, we really can't. It's really a bit special. So it's a 2021 Bronco in cyber yellow.
Yep.
I think they call it.
Cyber orange.
Cyber orange.
Orange.
Because we were all out of Cyber Fridays.
Yes.
And so we've got this one available. It's probably the only one in the country. If somebody was serious,
I've gotten squashed.
Somebody was really serious about crawling, this is really a must-have, and it's super special because it's super exclusive. And we're going to include our retail. Look out, it's alive.
You tried to run away.
Our retail sign. So we've got a big Bronco banner. Look at this.
This comes with it.
That comes with it, and that is a picture of your very own. That is what the crawler is going to look like. Obviously, a bit smaller, but yeah.
And is a traditional TRX4, so the very, very capable Traxxas TRX4.
So capable. So the 2-speed gearboxes, the locking differentials, and they've gone ahead and they've made fitting the new winch kit easier, fitting the lighting easier, and they've done away with the conventional body clips, which is probably the biggest step forward in scale crawling. So they've got clips here through the wheel arches.
Oh.
And if it's anything like the X-Max I've been playing with lately, it is like a godsend not having a car with body clips.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's pretty clever what they did with that.
After years of racing, I suppose you just get used to it, and it's a bit of a bugbear, and something that you just always lose and always find marshalling. But this does without it. And like I said, if it's anything like the system on the X-Max where it sort of clips in and locks down, it's fantastic. It is really good. Really good for smaller operators, for people that don't have hundreds of body clips lying around.
And
really scale, because you don't have ugly body posts coming through and body pins. So you can really scale it up. Really looking forward to getting
so much potential in this car.
Yeah. So TRX4 definitely probably the market leader in crawler, really ready to run stuff.
They did it right with this design.
They did really well.
I think the side mirrors are folding as well, so they start adding a bit more detail, which is unusual for stock body shells. But along with the Team Associated and the Element RC, they're coming up with some more scale cars. Traxxas is now stepping up and adding more detail as well.
Yeah, it is a really cool thing. Really looking forward to getting it out. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's got clear windows. I don't know, because I've never seen this one out of the box.
Well, it looks clear here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we are clear windows.
Because all the other TRX4s, other than the existing Bronco model, they all had the stickers over.
Correct.
The Defenders.
They've done only a limited edition of, I think, was it
Sunburst Bronco?
It was a limited edition of the Land Rover in
Camel.
The camel yellow.
Camel was still had windows covered. I think it was like a green. I think it was the green, and that had clear windows. So, and otherwise you have to paint it yourself.
And it's a really good just scale feature, I suppose, that we take for granted, is having clear windows that they just don't do on ready-to-run cars.
Yeah,
so they're doing it on this. So it's the Cyber Orange, comes with the huge poster. Really cool. And this is probably the only one in Australia. So,
and there won't be any more for quite some time, actually.
No, definitely not. So Santa and his elves have been working flat out to bring us that one. And hopefully we can pass it on.
Cool.
Brilliant.
And I think that's about all the gold and treasure I've got. I'm just looking around.
Is that all you got?
I think so. I sort of come in a bit of a rush.
So what do the tires look like now?
I'm going to leave you guys with the two-wheel drive. You can get that up later, and BJ's going to stick it to his head to show you exactly how
much traction it really has.
Yeah.
Good one.
It's going to leave black marks, I think.
Fantastic, guys. All right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Brett.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Catch up. All right. So how do we go with this?
I think
we get
it's done and dusted.
Is it? There's more details.
Pet is actually suggesting there was a TX4 orange Defender with clear bodies. True.
Oh, was
forgot about that one.
Oh, there you go. You've been
I don't remember
corrected.
if the green had it too, but definitely the orange. That was
The green one was that British racing green one. Wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't remember that one, but the orange was phenomenal. Welcome in, Marlon. Good timing.
Oh, hello,
That
Marlon.
was perfect timing.
Hey.
So lots of guests today. Given that it's really busy, thank you for making the time.
Of course.
I hear the door ringing all the time now.
Yeah, it's quite busy, but it's good.
Finally, Christmas has really started. So it's been since Tuesday onwards, it's been a lot more vibrant. A lot more people through
quite a bit of traffic.
Quite nice. And I think you have something for us to talk about
I
today.
do. On the topic of Christmas.
Oh.
Now, it's a Christmas tradition for many. I grew up with this tradition.
There you go.
But there's the old train set around the Christmas tree.
Yes.
And I don't know where it started. I think it might have started with department stores having display windows of toys, and it used to be a thing a bit like how the Meyer window is now, a bit where people go and just see an interesting spectacle and see new products. But that translated into train sets being put around the Christmas tree.
Yep.
And the Santa's Express is a set that Hornby produced specifically for that purpose.
That's right.
So there's even like a little Christmas tree here on the box.
Yeah, it shows you how the layout goes around it.
That's it. Adding a touch of Christmas tree magic.
Well,
So no tree included. They didn't mention that. But I thought we'd have a quick look inside and see what you get.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pop the top camera again.
Oh, look at that. That's really nice. So that is an ideal picture of what
It's
you'd be
quite
creating.
special, isn't it? You got the tree there, and it's all set up. Go around.
So it's a very simple set, and they've given you deliberately quite a small oval.
Yep.
Because that would be the ideal size for what you need. So this set makes a safe and attractive mobile decoration on the base of your Christmas tree.
Perfect.
So let's have a look.
Okay.
So just if you're curious, the dimensions are 0.92 by 0.77. So like 92 centimeters by 77 centimeters. So it's compact oval. Thank you, BJ.
Okay.
All right, let's see what's inside. So we've got our Santa's Express locomotive. and that's a little 040 tank engine.
Yeah, it's quite cute, isn't it? It's got the brass coloured.
Oh, there we go.
What do you call the brass coloured bit here on the boiler?
The dome there.
Yeah, what's that do?
They used to keep sand.
Oh, really?
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes there would be like a steam valve where steam would flow up and into another part of the boiler system. But they used them for a few different purposes. The gold pinstriping, kind of reminds me a bit of the plugger tram that you did recently.
Yes.
Like it's quite a nice quality printing and molding, and then it's all one piece. So it's a very robust, quite simple but very robust model.
Well, I guess you want a robust when you're going around the tree, right? You don't want it hanging off it.
Very, very kid friendly.
Yeah.
Very friendly for young hands that like to pick things up and play with them.
Yeah.
But the detailing where they have them molded in handrails is really nice. And its number is 012. It should be like 025, like 25th of December.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the story is with that.
Yeah.
We'll pop that one back and have a look at the other goodies that you get.
So you notice that all the packaging comes in the eco-friendly stuff now, particularly for the European
market.
Yeah,
it's a nice touch. I think having the biodegradable packaging, because it's seldom. I mean, you could certainly put this back in the box and use it next Christmas, and it would hold up very well.
Yes.
But if you didn't need it, it's more environmentally conscious.
Yep.
You've got North Pole with some, looks like some holly, bells and holly.
Oh, well, that's very festive, isn't it?
Yeah. And then inside you've got removable. Oh, look at that. It's like a resin casting. So you've got gifts all wrapped up.
Teddy bear in the middle.
Someone's either getting like a tuba or an old gramophone. I haven't really worked out quite yet. And then there's a cute little teddy bear on there, which is nice.
Guarding all the presents.
Yeah, guard. Yeah, that's it. He's like security.
Yeah.
So that's quite heavy. It actually weighs more than the carriage itself.
Oh, does it? Oh, so that'll act like a weight. Oh, it is too. Wow.
That's really helpful actually, because these wagons are really light. Normally it can help us to be stable.
It's like a cold cast porcelain, like a heavy resin.
And then hand painted.
Yeah, you can feel it. You feel how cold it is.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, nice little carriages. It's got like a nice wood grain texture on it. You can kind of see from certain angles.
Yep.
A lot of underframe detail too, but it's quite nice. All right, so I think there's one more carriage.
So that's got all the presents in it. And you got this one here.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh, Santa's sleigh in transit. I guess it was coming back from the shop. From repairs, So when it can't fly under its own power, this must be the way that it gets around. So that's quite cute, actually. A neat little wagon. Doors don't open, but it's nice. It's a nice little nice detail on it.
The doors are detailed quite nicely, and each side.
So that's it. That makes up the train. So it's a cute little train.
Yep.
And we'll pop that back in, and then you have your track. There's plenty of track in there to make the oval that was shown on the front of the box. And then there's the little controller, which is Hornby's basic DC controller with your forward, reverse, and throttle, and it does the job perfectly. So that's an excellent little, quite simple. This would be good for somebody who's never had a train set before, and wanted to sort of like just get a very basic package. This sort of gives you everything that you need. If you have young children in particular and you want to expose them to the hobby for the first time, this is also a really good choice for that as well.
Or even simply if you want to have something to put around the Christmas tree once a year.
Yeah,
well, that's it.
Very straightforward. You don't need specific knowledge or ability to put this together. It's just a matter of connecting the truck and the power and just have a nice little click. That's it, and you're good.
And that was a tradition that my family had growing up. We always had a train set on the Christmas tree.
That's nice.
And you sort of have to arrange the presents in such a way that it wouldn't derail the train. Yeah, so that was always good fun.
That's great.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Bit of a tradition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. And we'll talk to you again really soon.
Thank you, Marlon.
Thanks, Marlon.
All right. So
it's nice, isn't it?
It's been actually a really busy time in the train section as we received lots of new models you've seen in the last few weeks. So Marlon has done quite a few video on, you've probably seen the J class, this C, I think 38, and a few other.
It seemed like a lot of that stuff came in at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think there were some delays probably manufacturing over in, I guess in China, where most of them are made. and they're finally all coming through. So we have another delivery of Alcesian and SDS on its way. So there'll be a lot more trains, Australian trains specifically, coming. And if you're doing Australian models, I guess jump on the Hearns Workshop page, as we have quite a few
specific
HL scale,
accessories.
specifically Australian theme objects, like
Water crane.
probably one of the most I guess detailed and bespoke little products that we make.
Yep.
But also
Buffer stops.
letterboxes.
Yes. They've been really popular.
Very popular. The Telstra telephone box.
Yep.
Benches. So
Yes.
work design, two type of benches and beams.
Yes.
One classic and more modern. So quite a few little objects that will make a huge difference on your HL layout. So jump on there. Okay, so what else do we have here?
Do we have any more questions?
We don't have particularly any questions,
No.
but no one has said if you actually presented this car before.
Oh,
Let's see.
so that's good.
Let's see if anyone remembers if we presented this car before. I think
Maybe.
we have. Mind you, BBR, this is a BBR model. They've done this 275 in a number of different colors. And this one was made this specifically for Steve McQueen. But
Yeah.
I'm sure there was the same model made for someone else. And I wonder if we presented it. There was either a...
Oh, the other one.
The other one, there was a red one or even a gray one, perhaps, that was made for another famous person. Maybe we had that one.
Right.
No, that sold very, very fast. So,
Right.
well, if you have been watching us, let us know if we have presented this before. Cool.
Okay, what shall we look at now? What have we got left?
We
We've got chunky stuff.
It goes small and then we go big at the end.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I thought I'll get a selection of some very, very special, rare type models that's really perfect for Christmas, particularly for the person who's got everything. And it's probably a good time, even if you want to treat yourself, to get something a bit special. Okay, so a lot of this is what I like. So it's pretty much science fiction. So you've got this one. This is the pack crate from Machine & Krieger. This is an incredibly rare kit. It's got the big pack type cannon on the front of it. So this kit actually comes with the two choices. You got the long cannon and you got the short one, which I show here. And these particular kits were first released, or this particular variation was released in 2016.
Wow.
So that's a 5-year-old kit. So very hard to come by, very, very special, highly sought after by collectors everywhere. Okay, so that's one. Talking about Machine & Krieger.
Snowman.
Yep. So this is another one of those classics. Very famous artwork by Kao Yokoyama.
Yep.
And it's just one of those classic designs where he's just put a nose on the front of his stats unit, a little smiley face, painted in a whitewash.
Yep.
And it's the classic snowman. And because of that, it's got a lot of intrigue, and a lot of people like this particular kit too. So amongst these two, they're some of the most valuable kits you can get out of the Machine & Krieger range. Yep. And as you said earlier, because they're basically considered artwork as well, each one of these boxes has specific artwork by Kao Yokoyama for the time. So each one, even the new releases, become, they're all different boxes, and each one is a collector's item. Okay, so there's those, which you can choose from. Apart from that, you've got premium Bandai as well. So this is a premium Bandai RG of the Unicorn Phoenix. And this one is special because this is all fully gold chromed.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the gold chroming on this one, the original you can get, which is substantially cheaper, but it's only in a molded plastic. Okay, and the gold looks very plasticky. This one is actually fully chromed, and it's got 3 different tones of gold in it.
Yeah.
So when you put this together, you can't get anything like it. So that's also very collectible.
Yeah.
And if you're getting a gift for someone who's got everything, it's a good chance they won't have this one because they're particularly rare. Okay, so that's that. And then we go into some chunky kits. So up here, we've got the Millennium Falcon. It's just been re-released. This particular kit was highly sought after, and they made a lot of them when I first got them like 2 years ago.
That's it.
And then they went out of production. And then they've come out again. And this is the lit version as well. So it comes with all the lights system, and it's a super massive box.
From memory, we did an unboxing of this one last year. We did an unboxing on the live.
Yes.
So it's huge.
Yes, it's massive. Okay, so we've got those back. And then we've got, this is last year's Christmas release, which actually came out probably just after Christmas, which makes it perfect for this Christmas. It's the Unleashed. So this was in celebration of their was it 40th anniversary, I would think, of Gundam. And they've put a lot of work into designing this so that when you build it in stages, and it feels like building the actual real thing. So it's got the inner frame, then you got the subframes, and you got your outer armor.
Look at the details.
It's amazing.
Just seeing here.
Yeah.
Having all these layers, it just increased depth of the unit. More.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks even more detailed than what it is because I guess you see it through.
Yes.
And you can see much more details. And if you look at the frame, you got all the metal bits.
Yeah.
Are they metal? Probably not metal, but
they're chrome.
They're chromed, obviously. You can see them through.
Figures, really nice figures.
Wow.
Spaceship. And then it's got opening components, and it's also got lights in it as well. Wow. And this, we did go through quite a number of them to start with because it's so good.
Yeah.
And now they're actually starting to dwindle now, so it's becoming rare.
That's it.
Okay.
So we have a couple of questions here. So
Yes.
I'll, Kaji Short is asking if you have the ED209.
We still have ED209.
Good.
Yeah.
And Tony's asking if you have the Bandai Batman tumbler, or actually, if we know when it's coming.
It's been announced. I don't actually know. I think it's the next year release, that one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've pre-ordered them already because most of these things I need to pre-order at least 6 months before they arrive. So I'm pretty sure that was on a release. I think so. Just have to wait and see.
Let's see. And Andy is asking if Hearns Workshop will produce bottle cap I can stick on my Millennium Falcon.
You want some bottle caps to stick on your Millennium Falcon? I can organise that. We just go and buy a few bottles of Coke,
and then
have a drinking session, and we'll send
take
them
them
over.
dry and give it to you.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Yeah. And then we can scan them and print them for you.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, how is the 3DGP car coming along?
I actually haven't worked on that for a little bit.
Yes.
So the last session that we did, because I've been putting the latest V2 parts on it, I was trying to incorporate that with some of the earlier parts, and it didn't really work very well. So we had a gear mesh issue there. But I talked to Andy, and he's told me about using the metal diff gear that comes with it. And so when we start it up again, that'll be next week. We'll build the next session, we'll have the metal diff in there, and that should be sweet. It's
been a very interesting build.
It has been. Yeah.
He'd have been going out every Sunday almost for the past probably 10 weeks or so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we've missed a few, but we'll get back onto it. And we're onto the rear gearbox. And then once we do that, so pretty much the suspension's done, the gearbox will be done, and then we can start moving on to all the finer details and also the bodywork. So there's a few things I want to try on the bodywork, and then we'll fit it with all the radio and we'll take it for a run.
I guess that's the beauty of this technology where version 1 gets into version 2 and version 3 is very easy and possible to update and upgrade these models.
Yes, that's right.
And so it's consistently improving and upgrading. I can see today Andy released some new details for the rear end of the.
Yeah, I saw that with a different exhaust. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm not quite privy to what that is. I haven't picked what the difference is or which car it's meant to be.
I've
but
seen
I'm
it
sure
on my Facebook scroll today, and so that's exciting to see new stuff all the time. So
yeah, and there's a new radiator
as well.
Yeah, for the front end for additional detail. Wow. And I think there's Ferrari version coming, maybe, or
a few things.
Yes. So keep an eye out on the website there. So Andy will show you
so
all the new stuff.
So exciting.
Yes.
So, well, we've got one more thing for today.
Yep.
It's this one here.
What is it?
Shall I grab it?
Oh, yeah.
So, how rare is this from 1 to 10 today?
That's
100.
Probably, yeah.
That's 100. Yeah. So this one comes with a Hearns exclusive sticker as well. We managed to grab very, very few. And we had a bit of a selection that arrived yesterday night.
Yesterday. And a lot of them are gone.
Most of them are gone. Not even sure how people managed to find them on the website yet.
Yeah.
But this is the last Hot Shot left.
So Hot Shot's a very, very iconic car. I mean, in the history of 1/10 scale radio control, even within Tamiya. And this re-release has actually got most of the updates that were released slowly with the Hot Shot, because when the Hot Shot came out, it was their first four-wheel drive car. It had certain aspects of it that could have been improved upon, and they basically have. So when this came out, people wanted to go racing with them. And obviously when you go racing, you had your crystal radio.
Yes.
And if it clashed, you had to change crystal. That's it. Well, these had a tub type chassis that you had to fully pull apart to get to the receiver.
Yeah.
So what they did was they released the Hot Shot 2, which had a cutout in the top of the chassis cover, and that's actually included in this one. So if you need to access your crystal really quickly, you can.
You can.
Thing is, we don't use crystals anymore. But,
Well,
but the history is still there.
Still
so
there.
if you see it and you're wondering what it is for, then it's there. So if I bring this out, I think you can see it. I'll see if I can get the right angle. You can see that. You can see the shadow there. Well, that's a cutout that Tamiya modified to the mold, and there's a plate that goes over the top. So held in with body clips, you just unclip it, and then pull it open, put your crystal out, put a different one in. Otherwise, you have to unscrew all of these. And I was like,
that's it.
oh, it's like
Too much
I
work.
felt like 50 million screws.
Yeah.
But yep, just do that. Go on the race. Off you go.
And that's to show the attention of detail. So to me, I realized it was a problem,
Yes.
and they quickly updated the car. So,
Yes,
and
that's
at
right.
the time, replacing, redoing the mold was even more challenging than it is today. So it was a big
Yes.
exercise to.
Yes.
If you see through the history of the cars, lots of parts were carrying, or some of the parts were carrying across just to, reduce the number of parts.
No, that's right. Yes. And then with this, also the drive shafts, there used to be like an aluminium tube type drive shaft in the center. They used to strip a bit. So now they're all steel. And I think they use dog bones now. The old ones used to use a hex type, CVD type fitting. So they've updated them as they've come along. So obviously a original one in very, very good condition is worth a lot more money.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about actually usability and how this fits into the scheme of things, this is actually the most advanced hotshot that's on the market at the moment. So it's got all the bits in it to make it last longer. So it's a fully updated version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see like the sway bar at the front as well.
Yes.
Coming up here, which is interesting.
Yep.
Single shock.
So the sway bar used to be an optional extra from memory. And then it's nice how they put in these dummy ceramic resistors there as well, just to give it that look from before. They don't actually do anything. They're just there to look like the old hotshot.
That's it.
And a lot of memories of those, because quite often you'll pick up your car after you use them and you burn yourself on those resistors.
Oh, wow.
Because they get mega hot.
Mega hot.
Mega hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I can see Jeff is looking for a frog. Do we still have a frog?
Unfortunately, the frog's gone.
Is that the one that was sold literally 10 minutes before we started live?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. So there is a new owner for that frog, unfortunately. We don't have any more.
Gone. But they will come back. So this year, Tamiya didn't produce very much, unfortunately.
No.
But by the sound of it, there could be something arriving early January. We don't know yet, but the blockhead.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yep. And hopefully the 45th anniversary Porsche.
So that should be due early January, we've been told. There's no guarantee, but finger crossed. And along with that, there should be other
Now,
cars.
we do know that there's going to be quite limited number.
Very limited
because
numbers.
that's what we feared in the beginning anyway, right?
That's right.
The numbers would be quite low because of worldwide demand.
Yeah.
And that's why we haven't allowed them to be pre-ordered. So once they come in and we find out exactly how many we have,
correct,
then we'll let everyone know how we're going to offer them out to everyone.
Yeah, a bit of a raffle or something.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. So Tony is asking if we're going to be releasing the Hearns t-shirts. This one's.
Well, we had planned some t-shirts, right?
We will do something. Definitely.
Yes.
We had them for racing, so we've done a few. Limited release.
Yes.
Even that one.
Yes.
So
but maybe not a racing type one, maybe a more generic sort of style.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good idea, Tony. Very good. What else do we have? So if you have any more questions, we're almost at the end. I think
we should have a close look, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bring it in the middle here.
All right.
So if you have questions in the comments.
All right, let's do a bit of zooming so I can see all the beauty there is there.
So I guess you probably know already, but this is a racing model, so it's not a traditional diecast, which means the level of detail is
it's far superior, I think.
Far superior.
Yeah.
To
because you look at the panel line details around the bonnet there.
That's right.
You see how it's hardly noticeable. If you had that on a diecast metal one that was opening, it would have like a really unrealistic 1 mil gaps around
Correct.
here. So it looks more realistic. Okay, so you can't open it, but quite often you appreciate the shape of the car without the opening panels.
Absolutely.
Because that's the way it was designed as well.
I guess the idea is to represent every single detail of the car, not quite to play with the car.
Yes.
Even the finishing on the paint often is a lot more refined. This is specifically was a very nice metallic. You can probably see from the camera actually.
Yes.
So
you can see the shark. You can see the shark gills there on the side as well.
That's right.
They're really sharp detail, and the wheels are particularly nice. These are actually focused.
Yeah, here we go.
There. Okay.
Spoke wheels.
Yes. So wire spoked wheels. You can see how individual they are. You've got the windscreen wipers, which are super fine. They're photo etch. And then the windscreen itself is a very thin acetate. So unlike die-cast metal ones, which are actually quite a thick styrene plastic, what you find with those is when you look through them, they distort quite a lot.
Correct.
And it looks very unrealistic. These are super thin, so you see there's hardly any distortion
very
at all.
Polished as well, so the reflections are really realistic. The only thing you need to be very careful is that if you want to clean them, don't use a cloth. You need to use a paintbrush.
Yes.
Because if you touch them, you can actually break them. They're really soft.
Yes, that's right.
So just use a very soft brush when you clean these cars. You just give it a quick brush off. Always used to have use a cover on the car so that they don't get too much dust. I think that's the best thing to go.
This is a reflection coming off the Duco. So BBR would have amongst the best Duco out of all these sort of particular collectibles, particularly for the money. I mean, they're pricey, but they're not the most pricey.
That's right.
I mean, there's super pricey ones out there, and you can see that all of them have this very consistent, very high gloss mirror finish.
Correct. Yeah. Beautiful. Lots of photo edging, lots of details.
Yes. Super nice. Really good.
Absolutely.
And a very classical shape.
That's it.
There you go. BBR. BBR's always been a winner for me. Whenever you see it, they always got a good finish.
And very consistent, as BJ was saying, that the consistency is there. So they produce hundreds of models every year in very limited editions. So this one is 1 in 50, I think, isn't it? Does it even say that?
Right there.
It's actually 200 in this case.
200.
But like some of the F40, actually, we just ordered some of the new F40s.
Yep.
And these are 1 in 50 as well, I think, from memory. So we've got secured 3 of the new releases F40.
Yeah.
Should arrive probably mid next year in red.
Super nice.
Super nice.
Super nice.
It's a very limited edition. So
what's the go with Steve McQueen with this? Do you think it was because he did that Le Mans movie? Because it was right into all the...
Or could be just his personal commission of a particular color.
Because I heard that he really enjoyed driving cars after that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
yeah. Beautiful.
Along with this, we actually just ordered a huge selection of 18-scale die-cast.
Oh, what did we get?
I don't even remember, but it's probably 40, 50 different cars. All kind of things. Some Corvette, some of everything, really. Some diecast is a couple of bit lower end, cheaper version of the racing models, so some are entry level. So a bit of everything. So a huge selection of diecast arriving hopefully next week.
It's good. Like
Absolutely.
It.
So very
all
good.
right. So have we got anything else? If there's nothing else, we could always open up if anyone wants us to bring anything out.
That's right. Give it a
Offers
minute
open.
or so.
I just run out there and grab something.
Bring a few things. Otherwise, let me see if you have anything else left here.
Yep.
I think we do. Actually, let's bring these up.
Oh yeah, we should. We should have a look at the tires and see how the traction relation has worked on them. So I would think that. Well, they're mostly flashed off, haven't they?
So let's go to top camera again. So you can see the front one here.
Yeah.
That's pretty much ready.
That's matte, right? And so if I just put my finger across, so it's a little bit wet, so it's still got a little bit of residue. What we'll want is that to flash off completely, so it doesn't have that sort of smooth finish. This one here, though, that feels like it's almost done. It's still a little bit slimy, which means it's still got a bit of time.
It will stay slightly slimy, my experience.
Oh, really?
You don't want to have the wet, really. That.
Yeah.
It's going to have that feel of being a bit slippery, actually.
Oh, really?
Which is very strange, isn't it? Like, you don't want to have them slippery, but you should be able to feel the rubber.
Yeah, I can feel it tacky now.
It's a bit softer in general. However, as soon as you just run them, they'll be perfectly fine. So, even if you go with a rag or something, you just give it a quick wipe and they'll be ready to go. So you have that feel of that oily.
Okay.
I guess it's because it brings out the oil from the rubber a little bit, perhaps.
Yes.
And it's then ready to go.
Well, that didn't take that long, did it?
It was 20 minutes or so.
Yep. All right, so you can see that over here. You can still see a little bit of gloss on this one.
Yeah.
So it needs a little bit more time.
Brett was a bit excited on this one here. Okay, you can see this a bit.
Actually, this feels a bit tackier. Across here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So it's getting there. So the more you leave them there, as I said, if you have if you leave them in the sun, they dry up really quick, and then they get really sticky.
Yeah, this one's still a little bit slimy.
That's
still
right.
wet. Yep.
So what I do if 3 or 4 minutes from the start of the race and they look a bit shiny, get a rag, give them a clean.
Yep.
And put them in the sun for literally a minute and ready to go.
Right. Okay.
So
there you go.
Excellent. Well, at this point, I think done for today. There's not more questions here. So
No. Okay.
the plan is we're going to have our usual Friday live next week. And there'll be a video going up every day again.
Yes.
So plenty of new things.
Yes. So today we've got a video on the on how to use blue stuff
Yes.
to make a footprint stamp.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I show you how to make a footprint stamp, and you actually use it to make any stamps you like.
That's
really.
right.
You can make like birds' feet or just any shape you want. Yeah.
Anything. And there's a couple of big videos in the works.
Yes.
Warwick did one last week. They'll be quite long in detail, so that hopefully it's going to be ready by next week.
Yes.
There's
the builds of the Mudmad.
not bad. Yes,
Yep.
that's right. And a lot more. So
Yes.
stay tuned as there'll be video going out every day. So
That's right. And then I'll be interested to know how many of you saw us on the evening
that's true.
on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and let us know what you thought of it. So if the time is good or if the day is good, we're thinking of doing it once a month type of thing.
Once a month, every 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So if there is interest, we will repeat. I guess this time being really busy, we were just a bit last minute, but we can. If it's of interest, we'll do it. We get be more prepared and bring them a few things.
Yeah.
But then again, I enjoyed that. It was good fun.
It was good fun.
There's
For
lots
sure.
of interesting stories.
Yes, I brought up my big kit,
Big
which
boat.
I will start next year. The Fiat.
All right, let me take notes. Yeah, cool. All right. One of many projects.
I'll talk about next year. We should bring up that Model Expo have announced their dates.
That's right.
So if you're interested in Model Expo, that has been run for 2 and a bit years, so it's going to go on to its 3rd year that will come back.
Yeah.
Last time was 2019,
19.
wasn't it? Yeah. So look up the event on our events page on Facebook, and then just register your interest, and you'll be able to get any updates that come along and a reminder of the actual event date. So just make sure you don't miss out because there's still 6+ months to go. But it's exciting because there's going to be 2-3 years worth of everyone's models there. It'll be good fun.
Brilliant. So got a comment. Phil Bilke is keen on the evening, so thank you, Phil.
Oh, good.
Guys, keep commenting even after the live. Put in the comments of the live, and we'll keep an eye on it and let us know what you think. And that's it for today. I think
That's it.
We're
All
done.
right. Excellent.
Very good.
All
All right.
right.
So thank you for joining us again. We'll see you again next Friday. And meanwhile, just follow us through the week on social media. Join the newsletter for some special. We have a couple of newsletters going out every week. We have one with a video, which is a special release video just for the subscriber on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then the usual Sunday newsletter with some special. So make sure you register there. That will be useful also for when we receive the next Tamiya shipment.
That's right. Yeah.
We will have a first offering through newsletters, or we'll give instruction how we're going to allocate this car. So if you are a newsletter subscriber, you will get the first information. So
look out for it. It's going to be big.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
All right then.
All right.
Everyone, have a good
See you
weekend.
later. Thanks for
watching.
joining.